Hello and welcome to this episode of Cosmic Crow Tarot, where today I've got not one, but two different decks to share with you. The Kawaii Tarot cards, which I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, but it could be very, very wrong. You know, I'm not that great with pronunciation. And the Beyond Lemuria Oracle cards. Both beautiful decks. They look very, very cute. I haven't opened either one of them. I haven't checked them out. So that's what we're going to do today. And I thought it'd be really cool to connect these two together because that way, you know, we have the tarot reading. I'm going to do a little short random reading with this one. And I'm going to add a little card from this one as well because that way, you know, they're combining their energy. We're going to see how well they connect together, see what message they want to come through, and really check out the cards at the same time. These both have been sitting on my desk since around Christmas. These were Christmas gifts. My parents got me this one. And Justina, Moon, and Stars, we always trade gifts around Christmas. We're both Sagittarius. So what we like to do is always like it's a birthday / Christmas gift that we send to each other. We go with Amazon wish lists. We send each other our Amazon wish lists, and we each pick something off the other one and send it to each other. So that's where this deck come from, and I'm really excited about it. And it's, again, like my parents got me this one. My parents always like to give me like at least one tarot deck or something because everybody knows I love them. I collect them. So this is what I get for gifts quite often. When I was a kid, it was always like Dodge Vipers and stuff. Yeah, when you know something like specific that someone likes, then you know you always kind of get it for them. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to start with the tarot deck because, you know, Cosmic Crow Tarot, I'm big on tarot, and we're going to get to see what the cards in there look like, and then we're going to move to the Beyond Lemuria. So I'm going to set this one aside for now, put it with its Lemurian seed crystal because I've been keeping it with that, and we're going to see what the cards in here look like. Now, my parents were awesome enough that they got me the deck and they got me the book for it too. So this kind of gives you the information about the deck itself, like the specific deck. And I love having the guidebooks with the different decks because even if you know the meaning of the tarot, you know all the specific cards, all the meanings and everything like that, it's still really interesting to be able to see what the people that created the deck, the artist behind it, the creator behind it, see what they were thinking as they created it. So that's what this is right here, and it has like the introduction, and it has the different meanings and everything, and the different illustrations, very beautifully done color illustrations and everything. So it's a quick flip through of that, but we're not going to like really get into that because that would defeat the purpose of opening the deck now, wouldn't it? You can see there's a little tab there, and we pull it up, a little sticker. We pull the cards out, and you can see that they are not in plastic or anything like that. They are ready to go. And that first card right there, the Jester's Hat, there's the Fool. We're going to move through this, like, you know, so we can get through it. Move through them. There's the Fool. There's the Magician. Now, from what I've read, Kawaii, if I am pronouncing that correctly, is loose translation because I believe it is Asian of some sort. It is referencing, I think, close to the word cute. So that's definitely what we see here. It's like adorable little illustrations here. You've got the Empress there and her Emperor counterpart right there. The Hierophant, the Lovers, that is adorable right there, little lovebirds. Oh, I thought that was adorable, and then I see the cat in the Chariot, so that is really cool as well. Strength is this guy right here. The Hermit, again, adorable cat, and we're thinking of the word cute and the word adorable. Hey, cats definitely come to mind. So there's the Hermit. Here is the Wheel of Fortune. You know, there's the green. You're putting your hat in the ring. You're putting yourself into that wheel. You're spinning it and you're taking a chance. So I really like that illustration, as simple as it is. Here is Justice. The Hanged Man is next. If I can pick it up. There we go. Death. Now that skull and crossbones, absolutely the cutest skull and crossbones I've ever seen. Look how happy it looks. It's fun. It reminds us that even when things can come to an end, we can have hope and we can have optimism that better things are going to come to our way moving forward. So it's just smile. That stuff from the past is over and we're ready to begin anew. There is Temperance, cute little coffee cups connecting their coffee. Even a cute little devil right there. The Tower is even smiling and cute as well. Beautiful illustration there. And the Star is a happy little star, you know, cute and cuddly. The Moon is as well. I gotta stop saying the word cute now. Here is the sun, again, adorable, very, very cute. Judgment, the beautiful cat right there with his trumpet, you know, let the past go, forgive yourself for all the mistakes, learn the lessons that it has to teach you, trust your intuition, and then you can find the success of the world. So that is the major arcana of this deck. It's very, again, cute, it's very adorable, it's very that, what's the fuzzy cat, like Pusheen or something like that, yeah, like Hello Kitty and stuff like that. That's what it reminds me of. There is the Ace of Wands and the Two of Wands, the Three of Wands. Now again, like a lot of times with different decks, like the minor arcana definitely not as much to go on as the major arcana, but there is the Four of Wands. Here's 5 wands. I like the different colors of them. They did get that because a lot of times the wands, you know, it's just like 5 sticks on a card, and then it's not as colorful, not as pretty. There is the 7 of wands, the 8 of wands, the 9 of wands, the 10, and then we get to the court cards. There's the page with his purple wand, the knight with his orange wand, the queen has like a reddish pink wand, and the king has the blue wand. Then we move to the suit of cups, and it's a nice little cup. It's kind of like an espresso cup, you know, coffee and stuff like that. Then 2 coffee cups, 3, and now we have different kinds of cups. Like that's a little cappuccino, that might be a coffee, and that's like a mocha frozen coffee. We add another one onto there, that cup is new. Then moving to this one, we have 2 of those kind of cups that kind of remind us of the 2 of cups we began with, or second card we began with. There's the 6 of cups, the 7 of cups, the 8 of cups, the 9 of cups, the 10 of cups, and then we get to the pages. He has his cup, he has his cup. Each one, all the court cards, like of the cups, they definitely have that same cup. And you know, when you're leading and you're taking control, a cup of coffee can really get you far, at least for a little while. Then we have the Ace of Swords and the 2 of Swords, the 3 of Swords, the 4 of Swords, the 5 of Swords, the 6 of Swords, the 7 of Swords, the 8 of Swords, the 9 of Swords, and the 10 of Swords. Then we have the page with his sword, the knight with his sword, the queen with her sword, and the king with his sword. Then last but certainly not least is the suit of pentacles, and then we have like the hand going up to the pentacle, the 2 of pentacles, the 3 of pentacles. Then we have 4 diamonds on coins, 5 of them, 6 of them, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then the page, the knight, the queen, and the king. So really interesting illustrations. I mean, I'll be first to admit, the pips, of course, the minor arcana are rather disappointing. Even like the court cards, they are the same card. It's just the different elements that are on each of them. I guess they're like the queen's a little bit different. Okay, yeah, see like the King of Pentacles and the King of Swords there. Same illustration, as just one has a pentacle and one has a coin. So they are different, but again, they are still very much the same. So not as detailed as, you know, many of us would like, not very Rider-Waite-Smith, but beautiful illustrations nonetheless, and I'm really excited about this deck. There is the backs of the illustrations, so I love the backs even more. I love that galaxy look to them. So these are really cool, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set these off camera now, set them aside, and we're going to get back to them, because like I said, I want to mix the cards with the Beyond Lemuria Oracle set and see what they have to share with each other. Now, as mentioned, this is a Lemurian seed crystal. I've had it for a couple years. Now, supposedly, these contain the messages and the secrets and the wisdom of the Lemurian culture. That was like probably hundreds of thousands, if not millions of years ago. That like there's a thought that These are our ancestors, the ones that came before us, that like put us on this earth. So the secrets and stuff kind of lie within this crystal. Now, I'll be completely honest, I've slept with this under my pillow, I've tried to meditate with it, and I have not learned the secrets yet. I have not unlocked its answers yet, but that does not mean I'm not giving up. I'm giving up hope. I'm absolutely not. So that's why I was like, ooh, Lemurian sea crystal, I've got to keep this with us. So that's where it's been for a while, since I got it, just kind of like hanging out with this deck. But you can see it's still in the plastic, so we're going to get it out of the plastic and we're going to go through the illustrations, and then I'm going to shuffle the cards a little bit and we're going to see how they connect with the tarot cards. I've cut a little hole in the plastic so we can easily just pull this off. I said easily and I still had trouble with it. So there is the box. We'll set the plastic aside. If I can get the box open, it wants to slide. Yes, it's one of those kind of boxes. Up in there we have it. We'll set that aside. Got this nice little piece of paper right here that you can use for whatever you want, keeping the deck and the guidebook safe. Kind of set that like right there. And here you can see the guidebook. Guidebook, very detailed. There's a lot of words in here. The illustrations are black and white, but that does not matter because you have the cards right here. So we're going to go through the deck really fast, kind of see all the different illustrations. So, you know, if you want to add it to your own collection, you can do that. Got to slide that piece of paper off of them so you can get to them. Just that back. Look at that back. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? I love, love, love that illustration. It is so beautiful, so just freeing, so like chakra connecting. Like you can even see like the 3s right there almost, and they almost look like 8s. So there's the creativity and that success that just kind of screams on the back. I love that. That is beautiful. Okay, we're going to turn it right here. I'm going to do like we did with the tarot cards and go through them. There is the Earth Star chakra, the root chakra. It's interesting. I said the backs reminded me of chakras, and then we start with the chakras. There is the sacral chakra. That's around about, let's see, the root chakra. I don't know the Earth Star chakra. I haven't heard that one before, so we're going to say that's like the 8th one. The root chakra, that's about, you know, your leg area. The sacral chakra is your private parts, essentially, you know, where you make babies at. The solar plexus, I believe, is right around your belly button. The heart chakra, obviously, the green energy, that is your heart area, your chest. The high heart chakra, this is a new one as well. And there, ecstatic bliss, that's beautiful. That's like the backs right there. So that illustration is, I just love that. I love all of these illustrations, like the hard work that went into the beauty, the abstract. They're just absolutely gorgeous. The throat chakra, obviously, that's around the throat area. Yeah, it was area. The third eye chakra is right there, and that's about the space right above your nose, between your eyebrows, that area. The crown chakra, obviously, you know, that's around top of your head. And then there's the soul star chakra. So we're already on 10. So we've learned 3 new chakras that I did not know about. So this is definitely, the guidebook for this one is definitely going to come in handy. There is the ether, that is 11. Now that illustration, I love these, they're gorgeous. 12 is water, and you can see that illustration there. 13 is air, and you have that illustration there. Again, I can just go on and on and on about these illustrations. They are absolutely incredible. The detail, the artwork, everything, like the color, oh, these are beautiful. The 15 is fire. I love this one too. You can see the girl down there. She's like growing into this fire. This passion is like taking control. I'm thinking the band Hailstorm, Lizzie Hale and her brother, and then like the rest of the band. I Am the Fire, that illustration like is screaming that song to me. Loving compassion is there in the 16. So I'm connecting like these, especially that loving compassion. The 16, that would be the tower of the major arcana, and that kind of like says, you know, even when the tower falls, when you have love and compassion for yourself and love and compassion for others, you know, you can rebuild a better tower than you had before. There is 17, awakened awareness. So there is that star energy, that awaken once the tower falls. You find that hope and that inspiration and those hidden talents to create the success and wealth that you desire, which leads to the alignment right there, where you find that whole, you find that completeness within yourself. The balanced forces is next, and you can see that illustration there. That one corresponds with the sun, if I'm just deciding to make these into tarot cards. Beyond the mind, would be Judgment. You have that illustration there. The colors, oh, this is beautiful. Communication, co-creation would correspond with the World. So that would be, you know, that's the major arcana. Crystal keys, I guess with the 22, you can connect it to the Emperor. Again, beautiful illustration. Endless opportunities. 23, that change and transformation, you know, freedom. Endless opportunities to change your life for the better, to transform it into whatever you want. Evolution is 24. You have that illustration right there. Freedom. Oh, just look at that dragonfly. I love this. I've always wanted a tattoo of the of a dragonfly, and I love this illustration. I might not make my dragonfly white, but the colors in the background, that's definitely something I could get on board with. Full spectrum would be 26. Furred and feathered friends. Oh, beautiful. Yes, I love me some animals. Animals are my favorite thing, especially cats. And this illustration is just, I love the colors, the meaning of it. It's just beautiful. Gracious receptivity is right here, and that would be 28. Harmonic flight is right here. Yes, the illustrations on these cards, I've never seen any quite as beautifully done as these. They are absolutely gorgeous. Like there, heart, home. You can see her open heart right there, and it's like calling us home, connecting us to that part, that ancestor lives, those past lives and everything, saying that's where we came from, that is home. Internal explorer is right here. You take that time to find your home, feel at home within yourself, then you can start exploring internally. Journey to wholeness, after you take that internal exploring, the journey to wholeness would be next. Life force energy is right there. Again, colors, look at the dolphins, the background, everything. These are, I cannot get over how absolutely gorgeous this deck is. Luminescence is right there. Manifestia is right here. We have Mount Shasta right here, and that's, wow, look at everything going up there. Yes, this is definitely making me want to research Mount Shasta some more. I have looked into it. I've heard of it before, so this is like, ooh, what does this have to connect with this? That'd be really cool to find out, you know, what new blueprints it might have to share with us. Our ancient future is right there, and that is the guidebook, like the front of the guidebook and the box itself. You can see there the same illustration is right there, so it kind of says like our ancient future, and that brings us to this like whole thought process that everything is like one big circle. Think of the Ouroboros, the snake biting its own tail, you know, everything that has begun, everything in the future, it's all connected. It's one big spiral, one big circle, one big you know, one big wheel. So this is like our ancient future, our future and our ancient future. Yeah, it's the same thing. I'm not good at explaining this kind of stuff, but I hope you get that idea. The snake biting the tail, the Ouroboros, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, you know, like Star Trek universe, flying through space and everything. What if we've already done that and we're just working to achieve it again? Radical expansion is next. Realm Bridger. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful illustrations. And here we have Reclaim Your Energy. She of the Lotus. Shine Your Light. Starseed Element. Star Seer. Ooh, the colors of this one, I think this might be my favorite so far. I love the like the ladder going up to the star and everything, and it's called the Star Seer. And that 4 and 6, you know, that is 10 of the Wheel of Fortune, and that says, you know, once you climb that ladder, you can spin that wheel, you can find the confidence, you know, to go for your dreams and embrace your star power. We have stepping through, so you walk up that ladder, you go in that star, and you're literally stepping through. Now I don't want to shuffle this deck because they flow so well together. Surrender, because you're stepping through and you kind of have to surrender to the unknown. The Infinite, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful illustration there. The Portal Keeper is right there, and I love that cat. Like it says, like the cat, wisdom of the cats. We can learn so much from them. You know, the Egyptians, they worshiped them, they thought they were gods. I might not think that they're gods, but when we talked about with the Kawaii Tarot, how much I just adore cats. I love cats. I think they're the most awesome creature ever. And then we have the Sound of the Universe. And please, like, when I say the most awesome creature ever, let's say they're the most awesome land creature. You know, crows are very high on my list as well. The Violet Flame is right here, and I love the oranges and the blues and the purples. Again, Beautiful illustration. All of these are so incredibly beautiful. There is transformation, trust your innocence, and we end, no, we're not done yet. We have unique gifts right there, and vulnerability right here, and then we end with vulnerability. Again, I have to much thank Justina, Moon, and Stars for this deck because I love it. It's absolutely gorgeous. Okay, now I'm going to set this one off of camera for now so I can bring back the Kawaii Tarot. And we're actually going to do this. We're going to see what these cards want to share with us and mix the Beyond Lemuria Oracle with it and see what message they have for all of us. I'm just going to do a quick shuffle there so we get all the cards mixed up, and then I'm going to end up picking the card off the top of the deck and the card off the bottom. Flip that one back over because that makes it really random, and I have nothing specific asking. Really, all I'm asking the cards is whatever they want to share with us. What message do they have to share with us today? That's what I love doing. Completely general messages, you know, just letting the cards share whatever they think we need to know right now. That is what I do on my daily readings, which lately, you know, on social media, I've just been doing single cards, letting the single message go, and then rolling 3 dice and sharing with their messages. So if you want to check those out, I'll leave the links in the description below where you can follow me on social media. You know, always appreciate the love and kindness on there, so it'd be awesome if you would like give them a check out. Like maybe that the messages that I share on there will inspire you and give you the insight that you're seeking. That's always my goal. Okay, I think we've done this enough. Now let's cut it very quickly. There we go. And again, card off the bottom, card off the top. So there we have it, the Knight of Pentacles and Judgment. So this hardworking knight, he's the one that always, you know, does the work no matter how boring and mundane it might be. So following that, connecting with the Judgment there, that kind of gives me the idea that we've done this in the past. We've put in this hard work. We've been a soldier for things in the past to make that money, to feel comfortable and safe in life, to get those earthly pleasures that we desire. So learning from those experiences, forgiving ourselves for the times that we might have given up on that. We might have not wanted to achieve them. We might have gotten too bored with the situation and not want to continue. And maybe even these 2 cards together with Judgment following the Knight of Pentacles, the soldiering on. We're soldiering on to forgive those experiences of the past so we can judge ourselves fairly, and then in turn do the mundane, boring, routine work we need to find the success of the world. So that's the meaning that I'm getting from these 2 cards. You know, that knight, he might not want to face those things that he has to forgive himself for. He might not want to like see the past and experience the past and like learn the lessons that it has to teach him on our own lives. We might not want to face that past. We might not be able to judge ourselves fairly, might not be able to forgive the people that might have hurt us, might not be ready to let bygones be bygones. But that work, no matter how boring and mundane it might be, no matter how stressful and difficult it might be, that is how we find the success of the world. We have to forgive the past in order to be able to put in that hard work and effort to do that work, even if it seems boring and mundane. So that like past thing, that kind of message, and here I am like already shuffling the deck. The past thing, this deck kind of connects to that. As I said, like everything that has happened will happen again. Like we're moving towards that. Obviously we can make different changes. Nothing's going to have to be the same because, you know, we make different choices moving forward. Our future is always up to chance and change. So even if it is one big spiral and one big circle, you know, we have the ability to make it a better spiral or a better circle or a better snake biting its tail than we had before. So by putting in that hard work and effort, no matter how boring it is, to face our past and forgive it, might lead us to whatever card this is. And I've never done anything like this before, where I randomly just shuffle the decks that I've just got and try to see what the message was. But I'm really enjoying this. I'm seeing like the importance here and how much they are connecting, because I feel like the Judgment there, that coming full circle, forgiving the past and everything, even if it's boring and mundane, that's going to lead us to the answers that we seek, that's going to help us make the future what we want it to be. So we have this deck and we're shuffling it as haphazardly as I possibly can. You know, usually I do that 1 2 3 1 2 3, and I thank the universe, and I kind of miss that, but you know, I really should. You know, I didn't begin with it, but as always, I really want to thank the universe, the guides, the spirit, God, your higher self, however you choose to see it, for giving me this voice, giving me this ability to connect with the cards and read the cards and like share the messages with all of us. I thank them. So that's what I usually say, so that's what I did. We'll say that it's shuffled enough because my arm is starting to get tired. Go like this so we can cut the deck and then put them all back together and admire those beautiful, beautiful, beautiful backgrounds. And then this one, I'm just going to go like this. And this is going to be our message. So I'll put that there. And there, it is the Aether, or the Ether, the seamless, unspeakable number 11. Now, I could very much get the guidebook out here. Actually, I think I'm going to do that so we can see what the artist behind this deck actually had to share, because the guidebook came with it for a reason. So we have that right here. We're going to flip to where we get to 11. We can do that quickly enough so you don't get bored. There we go. Ether, the seamless, unspeakable, and there it says 0 point field, the void. Blank canvases, threshold, anything is possible. Time to choose what you want to bring into your life. Endless possibilities, limitless, and paradox. So that is the message of this card, just the bold print. And here's what the rest of it says. The illuminated space of no distraction and pure potential is beyond the threshold. It is the silent, meditative moment out of time, the centered and present place beyond the hustle of the mind and the outside world. It is where all dreams are birthed, and it is the light we may fear to be darkness, when just for one moment everything ceases to exist. This is the place between worlds, the womb before we incarnate, and from here we can choose where to go. The land has been tilled in readiness, and the flowers we wish to seed, outdated doors have been closed, and in the space between the breaths, we open the new ones. What may be perceived as the endless black nothingness is actually the illuminated eternal, the core that all our fears may be peeled back to. When we step through the darkness, we realize it is only a short distance away from the white void at the center of creation and heaven. Herein lies the feeling that we may be striving our whole life to meet, and yet simultaneously, subconsciously running from. In this place of graceful surrender, we may know that we are held and allowed ourselves the spaciousness to drop deeper into the experience of our existence. And then it says, themes too elusive and mysterious to define, a knowing without words, the spaces in between, life force energy. So connecting with our Knight of Pentacles and our Judgment card, it says here, do the boring work, soldier on to forgive that past, to learn the lessons of the past, and then appreciate the openness that it gives you, the infinite possibilities, the seamless unspeakable that is in front of you. When you're able to accept your past for what it is, to forgive it, and let love lead your way forward. Because every time I see Judgment, it reminds me of the song by Shinedown that's called How Did You Love? And all of those things, like what's important is letting love lead our way forward. And yes, that connects with Judgment a little bit because of that too. And 2 is a number of kindness, compassion, empathy, choices, trusting our intuitions. And in order to trust our intuitions, we have to have that connection with our higher selves. We have to love and appreciate ourselves enough to trust those inner voices. So the soldier that's hardworking, ready to focus on that boring and mundane work, that routine that is to find success, that even involves forgiving the past, to let go of the past. It might not be that fun, it might not be that enjoyable, but when we're able to forgive that past and learn the lessons, then the future is open for whatever we want to achieve. So these 2 decks from 2 different people that I love and appreciate so much. I've never met Justine in person. She's very, we've been friends for years. We talk all the time. We send each other 1111s, screenshots of our phones with 1111, and I just appreciate this girl so much. And my parents, I cannot tell you how much I appreciate and love my parents, how lucky and grateful I am that they are in my lives and they are my parents. They say that you choose your families, and I definitely feel like if that's true, I definitely chose them because they're such talented, creative people, and they're so giving and so beautiful. And it's just both of these, I'm so fortunate to have these decks. My husband said, why are you going to do a video that can they have nothing in common. These decks don't have anything in common, but they do. They have that message. They have that love and appreciation, and they were both gifts, so they connect so well. So doing that hard work, that forgiving that past is open up to infinite possibilities here. Learning from those experiences, taking the time to learn more about Lemuria and stuff like that. where we might have come from, that can help us, you know, make that future what we want it to be. So beautiful, beautiful decks, both of these. I'm really excited to add them in my collection. If you want a reading with either one of them, you know, I'm not going to do a full reading, I think, with the Oracle deck, but I can definitely do one with the Tarot, because, you know, Cosmic Tarot, I definitely, you know, I like to read tarot, but I'll always add the Oracle cards, so I'm really excited that I have both of these in my collection. I will leave a link in the description below of where you can purchase these decks, if I can find them, where you can purchase them for your own collection. Like I said, this was on my Amazon wish list for a very long time, so that link will probably be Amazon. This one, I'm not exactly sure how my parents got it, but I can look it up and I can try to share that with you as well. Again, it's available. Any of these decks that I share on here, you can check them out on my socials. You could check them out on my website, because I have a lot of them listed on my website as well, to get your own personal reading. But this was just a short, sweet, random reading from these decks and connecting them, and I love, love, love the messages they shared. I love the illustrations too. Like, come on, these illustrations are like nothing else. They're gorgeous. So very Izzy Ivy, that is the person that created this deck. You have that name right there. She's an extremely talented illustrator and artist, so I greatly appreciate this deck. I appreciate the love that went into getting me these decks. I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one.